All right, we back at Uncle Bumpee's Barber Shop, and I think you guys, everybody knows who this guy is. This is Mike Corson from Princeton High School, and when my gym coach went to my defensive coordinator. And I want to say that I made his days, his first couple years, great as a defensive coordinator at Princeton. His job was fairly easy. So Mr. Corson came out to Uncle Bumpee's Barber Shop, and I would just like to ask him a couple questions. Now, I'm not going to ask him any of those questions that you guys would think that I would ask him. Some of the questions that I might call him at 11 o'clock at night in his home and ask him, hey, who's better than Hutch? I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I told him I wouldn't lie.
So here's one of the questions I would like to ask him. Mr. Corson, can you tell me, as far as you can remember, what defensive bunch had 4 shutouts at home at Princeton?
I talk about him every time I talk to a group of kids. That was Hutch in the crowd.
There you go, man. And that was the defense led by the great linebacker, Jamie Phillips. So that was my junior year. We had a great, awesome time that year, and that year at football. And one more thing, Corson, I could say that a lot. I would like to mention this. We used to, Corson, I always done my homework when I played ball, guys. I always done my homework. So a lot of guys, if you're playing football, you need to learn how to do your homework. And you guys have it easy. You have this thing called huddle. Well, Hutch had this thing called VCR and a tape. And I put it in there and I would watch the game. So I'm going to bring a game up to Mike Corson because this is how I remember his number by heart, because I had to find it in a phone book. Because, see, a lot of you guys get your coach's number. I didn't. I had to look him up in the white pages, and I found him. I said, this has to be Mike Corson. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys where he stays. You have to find that out for yourself. Now, I called him up about a game we played up in Middletown. We played the Middletown Middies. And Middletown was, we were reviewing the game because we was going to go back and play them in the playoffs. In this particular game, I got hurt. And I called Mike Corson up and I said, hey, Cors, it's only one play that they're getting big yardage on us. And they're stacking the line. And someone's not calling the crack block. And our linebacker's getting wiped out. I called him about 10:30 at night. You remember that, Cors?
Vaguely do. It's been a few years ago.
Been a few years ago?
I do.
You remember Kuzo asking you right there by the locker room, of course, did he really do that? Or, yeah, did he really do that? Let me ask you this. Do you remember this one? Cramming these Lamont. I know the difference between the red shirts and the white shirts. You're throwing it right to him. I can't help myself.
I don't know if I remember.
You don't know if you remember that? I do. No, but Mr. Corson.
Probably a GD in there with her.
I'm probably a GD. Well, let me ask you the last question I would like to ask you of, you know what I'm saying? Well, we had a nice defense my senior year. We had a great crowd, but one play in particular I would like to ask you about. We went into overtime. This was my junior year, and I was just now playing high school ball. We were playing against Fairfield, and we were slipping and sliding all night. I remember the game like yesterday, you know me, because I got that elephant memory. I had a fumble recovery, 2 fumble recoveries.
Oh, it's going 3.
Yeah, it may have been 4. You know what I'm saying? But I remember crawling to the ball and you jumping up and down on the sidelines. You know, so I think you had on those Reebok pumps.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then, but this is what I would like to ask you. So you came out with James Overton had just scored. We were in overtime. I know they had Passmore. It was a nice Dean Passmore. He got a lot of yards the year before. And what happened was this guy, this receiver, he was number 2. He was getting behind me. All night we were slipping, but the ball was never through to him. And I would like to get a guy a little space. I want the quarterback to think that they could throw the ball in there because I thought I was the best quarterback in the league playing defense.
I heard that before.
You heard that before?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, well, you know. So, at the same time, when you came out to that huddle, I said, Corson, I've never played in overtime before. You remember that?
I can't really say that I can.
You can't really say that you can? Well, I'm going to make you remember. So I said, Corson, I ain't never played in overtime before. I said, now, man, Kuso keep talking about knock the ball down. I'm an athlete. I trust in myself because if I knock it down, somebody can still catch it. I'm not going to say your name, buddy. I love you. I said, so if they throw the ball over here and I pick it off, is the game over? What did you say after that?
I believe it was over.
It was over. There you have it. Mike Corson is now on fire at Uncle Bumpee's Barber Shop. We strongly urge and encourage you to come out and enjoy the moment because we're here to service you. I love it.